Hi, my name is Teresa, and I am here with Deacon Jack Ryan in Florida. Deacon Jack, would you tell us a little bit about yourself before we start our interview?
Okay. As you mentioned, I am a deacon, and I am a retired deacon, but I have a lot of ministry that I still do. I am the spiritual assistant for Mary Queen of Peace community of the Secular Order of the Servants of Mary. I'm the spiritual advisor for the Our Lady of Grace Parish Conference of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. I go to the nursing home. I do the normal deacon things at Mass, and I teach. I'm involved in the Diocesan Human Trafficking Task Force, and those are a few of the things I do.
It sounds like you are a very active person, and you're also a person of faith, and you do a lot of giving and sharing in your community. And during these times of what we're calling distant socializing, I'm sure that you're trying to continue that. And maybe you can share some of that through these questions that we have for you, okay?
Okay,
All
sounds
right.
good.
Yeah, so our first question is, how are you developing or growing in your spirituality, your faith during this COVID-19 time?
That is a hard question for me to answer. I'm not sure that I'm in a major spirituality growth surge at the moment, but it intensifies a lot of things that are already part of my faith life. I believe that uh, God is in control. We're pretty vulnerable, and uh, God will protect us, if not in this life, certainly in the afterlife. And, being isolated, which is not something that's new to me because I was isolated for 6 months after a kidney transplant and several times when my immune system crashed thereafter. Uh, it really intensifies my yearning to be with my brothers and sisters, and I miss that a lot.
So it sounds like maybe there's some things that will be revealed to you. Right now
Uh,
it's in the moment.
I'm going on 75 years, and there's always something being revealed to me. I have no idea what it is. Uh, I went through a lot of thought after the kidney cancer and the treatment and the dialysis and the transplant. And I figure God's keeping me around for something, but it hasn't been specifically revealed to me as of yet.
All right. Okay. Well, maybe you can share how during this time of distance socializing, um, what creative activities you are engaging in. What are you being creative with? How are you doing this?
Well, I'm a people person, and I like to be with people, to communicate with people. And I'm also a high risk person because of the suppressed immune system. So I'm not going out much. I'm trying to be very, very careful. We have had a couple of social interactions. One, we met some friends in a mostly empty park and kept our distance, and went for a walk and talked. And it was nice to get out of the house. We also had a couple over for dinner who are pretty much in the same boat we are, at risk, and they're taking care of themselves. So that was a really good evening, and I enjoyed the company. Other than that, it's email, it's Facebook, it's Skyping or Zooming or whatever, occasionally phone calls. But I manage to keep in contact with the people that I care about.
Seems to be there's quite a few uh, methods of communicating with one another that we're probably distantly aware of, but now becoming more intimately aware of, and finding that to be a comfort to be able to access people through those ways. So,
Well, I've been doing that for a while anyway, because I have friends in a couple of different countries, and uh, I grew up on the West Coast and am still in touch with school friends. And so, out of necessity, I've been doing that anyway, but I guess I've been using more of that
mhm.
recently.
So our final question, Jack, is how do you see the future changing because of our COVID-19 time that we are living right now? Do you have any idea or thoughts how that may look?
Well, it really depends on how things work out, and how things are handled, and how people react. Uh, it's really a small world, and I think that uh, COVID-19 has brought that home, and watching the way that it's spread all over the place. And we really are dependent on each other, and our
Mhm.
lives impact each other's lives, friends or strangers. So, what I'm hoping will come out of this is people really understanding how intimate we are, even as strangers, and that there'll be a whole lot more care and concern. It's really gratifying to see uh, that the truckers are still bringing food to the stores. It's gratifying to see that restaurants are still working for takeout and for delivery. It's gratifying to see uh, various groups of people, like some in the trades, that use masks routinely, turning them over for medical use. And I really hope that our society uh, becomes much more pro life than it is. And the words pro life mean a lot more than anti abortion. It means caring and consideration for each other, it means feeding the poor, tending the sick, giving water to the thirsty, clothes to the naked, homes to the homeless, really caring for each other. And I hope that this is a byproduct of the crisis that we're currently in. It might be that a lot more uh, merchandise is ordered online, because that's what people are having to do now. Uh, but I think that the economy will come back. It'll just be different in some aspects. And we have a choice here, and we can either let what's happened continue to separate us, or we can use as an opportunity to form more bonding with people that we know and with people that we don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you on a lot of those points. Right before we started this interview, my brother texted me that the CFO in his company, who was 56 years old, died of the coronavirus, COVID-19. So it is hitting home. It's coming closer and closer to people, and people in our country. Though we've been watching it so far away, I think we start seeing how globally in the world and in the universe we all are connected, and we need to continue remembering this. And
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and the bishops in Florida uh, closed down all of the parishes, and we know that they're going to be closed through at least Easter. And I would suspect a lot longer. It's going to take 3 or 4 months to deal with what we have now, and for people to feel safe and people to not be as concerned about their health. And I'm glad they did that. I miss church very much. The church teaches that Eucharist is found in 3 places, in the Word of God, which I can and do study at home, but also in the substance of the bread and the wine, and also in the community. And the latter two, I really miss, and I hope that we're never in a situation where this kind of separation has to happen on such a large scale again.
Well, we all hope for that. We all hope that we can find our arms wrapped around people that we love, and our friends. So, Jack, I really want to say thank you very much for saying yes to this interview. I also wanted to share that you and I have known each other for quite a while. We've known each other since Mexico, which was 2005. Was that?
I believe so.
Yeah. And I met you and your lovely wife, and have shared hospitality with you in your home. And I just want to say that I miss you and thank you. Okay.
Well, we miss you too, and hopefully in the not too distant future, when it's safe to travel, that somehow or another we'll be able to get together.
All right. It sounds like a good idea to me. All right. Well, thank you again. Peace be with you, and I'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right.
God bless.
God bless.